Welcome to the next greatest hits video. You've got Doc here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about Youngblood Deluxe Issue 1. This is written or co-written and drawn by Rob Liefeld with a script by Joe Casey. Matt Yackey did the colors, Russ Wooten did the letters, Drew Gill production design, Rob Liefeld and Juan Manuel Rodriguez for covers A and B, and Justin Harder for covers C. What makes this a greatest hit is the fact that it was the very first Image comic book. A lot of people, when they think about Image, they think about Spawn. They think about Todd McFarlane and his jump from Spider-Man and Marvel over to Image. They think about Wildcats with Jim Lee. They think about Savage Dragon with Eric Larson. They might think about Shadowhawk by Jim Valentino. They might think about the later than usual Wetworks by Will Sportatio. But this was the first Image comic that ever came out. And you've got superheroics, you've got Shaft, you've got Wildmane, you've got all of these different characters, including Jackson Kirby. Just no. You've got all of these characters, including Darkthorn, Despo with an insatiable appetite, and also very scrawny legs that go down into feet that don't really exist. So thanks, Rob, for that. What I can say about this, all kidding aside, is that it was Rob Liefeld at the top of his game, at the apex of his power as a artist, and you get all of this extra detail, all of this extra cross-hatching, and he just came out of the gate swinging. He wanted this to be just as good and look just as good as any Marvel comic that he had ever worked on. So you even get Chapel in here. So what makes this one of the greatest hits, other than the fact that it was the first Image book, is the production value. You can see the colors as Cougar jumps. You can see just the excitement in this artwork. And of course, that's almost a Mark Silvestri Wolverine leaping off the page. But you get all of this action. And I've got to say, I reread this, and Joe Casey tried to polish a bag of dog poo as far as the story goes. Rob Liefeld was trying to do political intrigue. He was trying to work with the confines of the Iraqi war, because one of the villains here, the main bad guy, is a guy named Hussein. I wonder what that could possibly be alluding to. But mainly you have all of these big muscular guys and skinny waisted women that are out here just knocking the crap out of each other. So there is a story to be found in this book, but it was really just to explode off the page. That was the point of it, was we're going to bring this Youngblood team. There's also, I believe it's Stormwatch in this book. So you've got all of these different characters, and you're just thrown into this new universe. Not the Marvel new universe, mind you, but this Image universe, what it was going to become. So I didn't read a whole lot of Image growing up. This book came out in '92. I was neck deep into Amazing Spider-Man and a bunch of other Marvel things at that point. I'm not going to say I was too young for it, but it was skewed towards just a few years older than me. They wanted the people that were 16 and 17. And I, at that point, was around 11 to 12. So I missed out on it by about 4 or 5 years. But like I said, you can tell that love and energy and money were poured into this to make it a really great comic in Rob Liefeld's eyes. And I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and I told him, I said, one thing that is undeniable is the fact that Rob is an almost 60-year-old man, but he still has the love for the medium. He has the love for comics. He reveres Jack Kirby and what he created. He revered Stan Lee. He felt he was, of course, one of the elder statesmen until Stan's unfortunate passing in 2018. So, even if you don't absolutely love what's going on in the book, and you don't absolutely fall in love with this first issue, you cannot deny the panache and the bombastic nature of the artwork. And if anybody's going to use the word bombastic and talk about art, you've got Rob Liefeld here. His stuff, it's like a Michael Bay movie all over. And you just see explosions. You see guys with massive shoulder pads. You see women, like I said, with waists that are practically a -1. But at the same time, this is somebody who loves the medium, and he still, look, let me put it to you this way. I never was I didn't buy New Mutants when it came out. I didn't read that. I didn't see the first Cable. I didn't care about Deadpool. I didn't care about the X-Men. But when you see something like this on the shelves in 1992, it looks totally different than anything else that Marvel and DC is putting out. Okay? You've got Mike Manley, and I'm not knocking Mike Manley, but you've got Mike Manley doing Darkhawk during this time. And it was a great book. I love that first 25 or 30 issues of that book. I think Danny Fingeroth and Manley, and then I believe it was Todd Smith came on after that. Just absolutely knocked it out of the park. It could have been the next Spider-Man. That character could have been the next Spider-Man had they played their cards right. But when you put Darkhawk and its artwork against Youngblood and its artwork, it's not even in the same field. It's not even playing the same game. It's the same thing with Spawn. The first 3 or 4 issues of Spawn had colors on the cover by Ken Stacy. Just beautiful, beautiful, striking stuff that almost looked painted over Todd McFarlane's already super detailed artwork. You get the beginning of the image explosion, which to a lot of people of my generation and even a few years older, it was just as big as the explosion of Fantastic Four in 1961. It created the big 3 instead of the big 2. So, if you have a chance, make sure to check this deluxe book out. I think they're going to do at least the first 4 issues, maybe even further. So if you didn't get a chance to pick this up at your shop, go get it. The story is going to be rather nonsensical, but just enjoy it for the artwork and enjoy basking in what 33 years ago now, was the beginning of Image Comics. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night.